All right, phone down. Time to get to work. What is on our to-do list today? Grocery shopping, yoga, film Notion tour. All right, let's do it. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Lucy. If you're not, welcome back to the channel. Or I've been practicing my Spanish. Bienvenido de nuevo a mi canal de YouTube. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Me llamo Lucy. Buenas tardes. Okay, I think that was pretty good. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a full Notion tour, okay? As an author, content creator, and full-time marketing coordinator, staying organized is essential to my success and my creative flow. Every budget, plan, idea, thoughts somewhere in my Notion. So we're gonna get right into the tour, and I'm gonna show you how I use Notion to help me be successful as a multi-passionate creative. Okay, here we are. So this is my Notion. It is called Everything Everywhere All at Once because I feel like that is just it's exactly what it is. So for me personally, I am more focused on functionality myself. I think one of the most important things when building a Notion dashboard is it can be overwhelming, but one of the most important things is functionality for yourself and the way you see things. So for me, having stuff like this and not having calendars or too many pictures, it helps me from not being easily distracted, if that makes sense. So everything everywhere all at once, I'm going to get to the pages and what I have. So first I have this vocabulary word of the day, and today's word of the day is occult, relating to mystical, supernatural, or magical powers, practices, or phenomena concealed or hidden from view. Okay, I like the word of the day. I am an author. I am currently working on my debut novel, so I like learning vocabulary words and just having that in my base to use. So this works for me to have a vocabulary word of the day in my Notion. I think it's good for anybody to have it, but especially for me as someone who is a writer. Next is our to-do, budget, calendar, content ideas. So these are buttons in Notion, and they're super simple to make. There are tutorials all over the internet on how to automize it, but I have these buttons right here, super easy. This is anything I want to add. So if I want to add to my to-do list, and it opens up my to-do calendar. Now for my to-do list, I do have a board view, table, calendars, and the dates are when things are due, if that makes sense. I'm letting on to my business just a little bit. And it's the same thing for budgets. It goes straight into my January, February, March, April budget, so I can put things in there. Sometimes I didn't want to have it open up directly to that month. It's currently April because I might need to put something back in February that might have happened, or just be able to look at it. But it's just something simple to click, so I don't have to go searching for the page. Same thing with the calendar. Automatically opens up to my calendar for my personal life, as well as things I need to schedule, and all activities are on a list, but it automatically opens up to this calendar view because I need to visually see what is happening today. And last but not least is button content ideas. So these are all the ideas that I have. I'm really letting you into my business and my ideas. A lot of these are writing stuff. I already published the March Madness Music Festival, but you can see all of my ideas, and I have the links to my social media here, goals, and we'll get further into a few of my must-have pages for someone that is like me, a creative, author, marketing person. I think it is important to understand that it might look different for students. It might look different for someone who is working, someone who's running a business, how Notion looks if you simply use it as a big journal, what that looks like. Over here on this last third is links immediately to things I want to access quickly. So my Dabble, which is the software that I use to write my book. I am absolutely in love with Dabble. This is not sponsored by Dabble. I have a Dabble subscription and it really helps. I have the Dabble premium subscription, and they have workshops available, proofreading available, and the way you can organize your chapters and the world building just works for me as a fiction writer. I've heard of Obsidian being used for fantasy writers. Dabble is what works for me as a romance fiction writer. Storygraph, also love Storygraph. This is how I also keep track. I keep track of my books I'm reading in my Notion, but I also keep track of it in Storygraph as well, so the link is there. Spotify, of course, I'm always listening to music when I'm working. And if I'm in my Notion, I'm working or I'm journaling or I'm just having some fun and playing around, but music is immediately there. And then last but not least, my YouTube channel. Welcome here. And just another quick, I didn't put my socials in there because it's just so, I feel like I function within YouTube mainly on a desktop or an iPad computer, so I didn't feel the need to have links that I use on a mobile device available in my Notion, if that makes sense. So now we come down here, and I'm saying I'm really letting you to my business because this right here is the title of my novel. People have been asking, what's the title? When is it coming out? If you're watching this video, welcome YouTube crew, YouTube community. You get the first sneak peek at the title as well as the planned published date. So 2 months, 20 days, 7 hours, 15 minutes, and 30 seconds from now, hopefully. I am self-publishing, so we're going to hold tight on that timeline. All right, let's get into these three right here. So they are in Spanish because I'm also learning Spanish. So I try to put some things in Spanish. So I put this. So this means literally a Black woman's business. And this is everything that is business, timelines, calendars, budgets. This is the name of my actual creative business that I have, as well as a password manager's business stuff. So anything that kind of falls into that category, Black women's business. So this is things I feel like make my home. I use in my daily life, like eating, food, groceries, shopping. Everything is done in here. I have my loud budgeting in here, which is my budgeting sheet. Speaking of loud budgeting, it's also much funnier with Notion. It's so fun to name stuff the way you would name it in the way that you talk. So Lucy's Life, my name is Lucy, Luci, Lucy's Life. Maya Angel is my pen name, which is what I'm starting to use on social media. But my real name is Lucy, as well as like Clio Studio. And some of these are templates. I didn't change the name because they worked, but something like loud budgeting. And this was a trend on social media. Like, let's start loud budgeting. Okay, we're entering a recession. Neo and Pitbull just came out with a song, To the Moon. If you haven't heard it, I'm gonna link it down below. And it's just words that I use, and it helps me function within Notion much better if I use words that I like to use. Get her done is just my to-do list, but get her done. Get her done. Okay, get her done. Aprendiendo is learning. So these are things I feel like help my mind, exercise it a little bit. It's a book journal, reading list. I might want to go get my master's in fine arts. I don't know. I'm letting on to my business, but don't hold me to any of this. So all of this is like a pensive is just my journal, but pensive means think. Vision list, so a bucket list of things I have to do in my book journal where I track everything that I read. Last but not least is viaja, which means travel. So anything I feel like falls under the travel category. So concerts, festivals I've been to, vocabulary tracker for foreign languages, my Spanish calendar where I track what I do each day to practice my Spanish, and Miss Worldwide. And we'll get into that as well. So that is the basis of everything. And these are toggled. I love toggles in Notion because they can hide stuff, you can show stuff. And it really, really helps when you're trying not to get yourself distracted in your Notion dashboard. And these are super simple. It's just I embedded some playlists. I think it's cute. I think it's fun. And you can play the music from Notion. It's not exactly, you can't like, it's a preview, so you can't exactly like utilize it. It doesn't function as Spotify in here, but it is, you can get to the playlist from here. So I just embedded it so that you can kind of have that vision of it. That's me, Little Woman, Big Talent. I love me like some Janae, Tyla. Like, I just feel like these are playlists that like, you know, when I come in here, it's nice to see. Okay, remember your Notion it's for you. This is Homemaker. It's for you. There are so many tutorials and examples out there of templates and dashboards, but like make it for you. A lot of this is inspired by other people, but this is for me, down to the language, down to the organization. It's for me. Last but not least, on the main dashboard is just my work calendar versus my tasks. So I have this calendar side by side because they're kind of different. This is what activities I have to do each day. But these are tasks I need to do. So today, obviously, I had a lot to do. I'm filming this right now. I have to film 2 trends after this. I might move this to Saturday because I don't feel like filming this. But that's the good thing about Notion is it's super easy. I don't have to go in there and like type anything. I can literally just drag and drop. And then I already did this. So we're going to cross that off the to-do list when we're done. Let's get into some of these pages. So this is my business page. This has been working for me for the past few months. And this is everything in here. And this is just everything in here. So super accessible from my dashboard. But this itself is a whole nother file. So think of Notion as like a really, really, really big file cabinet. And you can deduce things down to like a single page, a single line, a single link. Like, it is so amazing because it can be as organized, disorganized, as big, as small, as specific as you want it, which really works in my brain. Because sometimes I need more specific things. I want pages on pages on pages. Or I just want one big page, just like a big brain dump. And you can organize the brain dump. Over here, I think this is really, really cool, is my recipe book. I am trying to cook more in general. When we're entering a recession too, cooking's kind of nice. Knowing what's going into your body and taking care of yourself is a form of self-care to me. So anytime I have a recipe, some of these came with a template. This was a template. And there are lots of free templates on Notion. So don't be scared to use a free template on Notion. I kept some of the recipes because I said these sound kind of good. And every recipe that I have that I've either cooked, someone taught me how to cook, I look up that I want to do is in here, including drinks. So a matcha mule. This citrus garden spritz is really, really popular. I made it a few times. My friends and family absolutely love it, so I'll be making it again. I want to try a matcha martini. I did a video about that. I'm kind of scared. I have matcha. Might try a matcha martini. I think we'll make a TikTok about that because I saw someone else do it. He got a really big martini glass, and I was like, what that tastes like. And also my DIY facial mist, which I have a video about that too, and I will tag it. It's on my Instagram and my TikTok. recipes in here, and it's super simple to find. I like it. And when I want to go grocery shopping and I say, oh, what should I make, and I don't know what to make, but try something new, I find it, put it in here. If I want to try something I know how to make, look in here and be like, okay, cool. And because you can have it on your phone, iPad, multiple devices, you can get it anywhere, so I don't need to be in front of my computer. We're here in learning, so my book journal, let's do that. Reading. I just love reading, and I'm an author, so I talk about it a lot and do give book suggestions. This is for me personally to look back at the end of the year. These are all the books I've read this year so far. I think I'm doing pretty good considering I'm writing my own book. I love reading, my favorite hobbies. And this was also a template as well. I didn't even change these pictures. They were just so cute to me. I kept them there, but this is just a book journal, and I like it. I think Notion is so, I like coming into my Notion and writing stuff down. It very type A, like people are organized, and my mind feels like it's always a billion places. I've been building out this Notion, and every time I feel like I have a thought, idea, plan, legit to do thing doesn't belong somewhere, I create something new for it. And I think I'm almost done creating pages. I think most things have a place. I think of Notion as like my mind's room. Think of my Notion as like my room for my mind. Everything has a place, and put it there, if that makes sense. So thought, plan, idea, budget, to do, document. If it doesn't have a place in my Notion, I make a place for my Notion, or I figure out where it belongs. Yeah, so like at the end of every day, I clean my room, putting stuff into my Notion. And it's a habit I have at least once a day, is to go into my Notion and put stuff in there. It could be as simple as just writing something down in my shopping list. I will come in here and do a complete overhaul and down like a publishing checklist, things I need to do to publish my book, or down my bucket list of places that I want to travel, or I will redo my YouTube branding and description box template that I have that I use for every single video. I can just copy and paste and put in the video, so I don't have to redo a whole description box every time. Think of your Notion dashboard as like your overarching room, and then each page is a room, a space. One of them is your closet, one of them is like your bookshelf. Like the book journal page is my bookshelf. The recipe book page is like the recipe book on my shelf, if that makes sense. Travel. Sometimes I just have pictures in here, you know what I mean? Like the music playing is my speaker. Last but not least is travel. So I think that was my favorite page in here. Honestly, Miss Worldwide. I just added concerts and festivals. So like I said, I will add things in here and it will have a place. I just went to the Pitbull and Doechii concert at Pitbull and Doechii performed at the March Madness Music Festival here in San Antonio. It was insane. And I said, let me write down every concert festival I've been to. Let me just keep track, so I can just look back on my life. I've been to Beyonce, Janae. You'll see it, okay? But that's a page I recently just added, for example, that I feel like goes into travel, like world leaving, even though it was in San Antonio, but it was free. Y'all, recession pop is back, by the way. Okay. So Miss Worldwide in here is see pages on pages on pages. So this is a planner for a trip planner. We want to go to Brazil in September, and my friends want to go to New York. I also want to go to Thailand in December. Well, Brazil in September, New York in summer, and then Thailand and December. So I have that written down. Upcoming trips, haven't completed any of these. I might just add trips I did last year just to say I did it. Have completed trips in here. But yes, and then over here you can budget. So I'm budgeting out my flights. I'll budget out Thailand and itineraries for things. So I'm sure when it gets to September, we can put it in here every day. And I like the fact this is also a template page. I like the fact that it is like a calendar as opposed to being like a list or one of those like graphics you make. Sometimes, I don't know, maybe because I'm a graphic designer too, I do a little bit of graphic design. It can get overwhelming to have everything be so pretty sometimes. Like I just need it in a box, on a calendar, in a list. That's just me. Packing progress. So I need a visa to go to Brazil. So I'm adding that in here too. And I'm also going to add that in here as well, because that is going to be like $85, I think. Now, what is old dude doing to our country? What's going on? Am I going to go on any of these trips? Am I going to be allowed to leave the country after this month? Who knows? We're gonna plan it anyway. So in Notion, you can always go back. So if I'm in this page, if I was 5 pages deep, it will go all the way over here. We're just gonna go back to Miss Worldwide. And this is my travel bucket list. This was also a template. This is one of the best templates, I think. We're gonna get into this one because I'm absolutely in love with it. So countries database. This is every country in the world. Every country in the world, as well as what continent it's on, flag, languages, time zone, currency. I'm not sure if this template was free. I think I did pay for it, but it's really, really good. So you can see the places I have been. I put pictures of myself there. So when I'm in like this page, I can tell. So I've been to Italy, I've been to Greece, and I've been to both those countries. So this is where have you been as well. Absolutely in love with this. You can see. And I put every city I went to in Greece and Italy because I was up and down the coast and they're so different. Each city has its own culture. I think it counts, right? And here's a picture of me in it. And it counts it for you. So I I haven't been anywhere in Africa. And you can see if you visited it, it'll tell you, but this is every country in Africa, but it tells you if you visited it, right? So if I go to Europe here, you can see the very front, I've visited these places in Europe. I haven't visited these places in Europe. I'm in love with this one. A little travel girly like adventure in me is in love with this one. This is my bucket list of places that I want to go. And it also tracks the progress for you here, which I think is like the best part. Like I've been to 6 out of 30 countries. And it made it a little bit more less like intimidating to be like, okay, 30 countries. 30 countries. I can do that. I'm about to, we're gonna manifest it. This is one of my favorite places to sit. And I was just sitting here and I just play in my Notion. Then my Spanish calendar. And I am vlogging today, Dia en la Vida, a day in a life, learning Spanish. So, but I track what I do each day for Spanish. I do Duolingo every day. And the good thing about Notion, duplicate, put it in there. Duolingo is not my favorite to use, but it is something just to make sure I remind myself every day you are learning Spanish. I'm not sure how effective it is, but this is other stuff that I do. And I have organized too by what it is as well. So if I watched a vlog, or if I did vlog, when I vlog my days like Dia en la Vida, I mainly talk in English, but I'll go back and put like Spanish words on the screen and do a few phrases in Spanish just to practice back and forth, teach people that are doing it, and hold myself accountable, and like learn talking in Spanish throughout my daily life and the daily things that I do. So if I edit a vlog, I consider that learning Spanish because I have to learn my vocabulary. I have to learn the phrases. Like right now, I just practice saying, like, estoy en la casa. I am at home. Estoy en la casa. I'm filming at home, right? I don't know how to say filming. We'll figure that out. So that is it. That is my Notion dashboard. Think of it as your room and how your mind's room, and go into it, tidy up your room every night. Remember, every night, every day, at least once a day, even if it's simply on your phone, touch your Notion every day, touch your room, clean your room. It is so nice. It has really helped me, especially in the creative process and organizing, starting a business, writing a book, and self-publishing. It is so important. I can't stress enough, especially as an entrepreneur, a creative, somebody whose mind is 1,000 different places but nowhere at all, to put it somewhere, especially in business and organizing things. I have a finance tracker for my business that I will also do a video on soon when I figure out what exactly that I am doing. That's it. That's my Notion. Thank you for watching. I really hope this helped a lot. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And we'll be back with more videos on learning Spanish, self-publishing a debut novel, and what that looks like in the life of a writer, content creator, marketing coordinator, and a 24-year-old girl. Thank you.